right, the Brewers. Brewers first in the NL Central again. This is a really solid team with a solid pitching staff. The closer is outrageous. He's fun to watch. It drives me crazy, and I don't like when he's playing against us. But this pitching staff is solid. It's an exciting lineup. With or without Christian Yelich returning to being Christian Yelich, I think this team is golden. If Christian Yelich has a Christian Yelich-like year, which he hasn't in now 3 years, 2 years, this would be 3. If he does, that's another thing altogether. Then I can see them going further in the playoffs. I can because they're pitching staff alone, but I like this town. I like this team. I always loved Milwaukee when I was a little kid, the Robin Yountz and Paul Molitor and those guys, and loved those teams. Being in Chicago, I spent a lot of time in Milwaukee. I think it's a really great town, another great baseball town like Pittsburgh and Baltimore and those teams. So I know they're probably our biggest rival right now is the Cubs, but hey, we won yesterday. Cubs won yesterday. We're undefeated in first place, so there. That will last. So yeah, this is a good team. I'm going to do a separate show with my actual final predictions about the playoffs and who's going to win the World Series. So I obviously have Milwaukee winning this division, and I'll talk about their playoff, the World Series hopes or chances maybe in a different episode. But I don't think there's any question. I don't know if there's anybody on the planet that doesn't have the Brewers winning this division. I've never seen anybody not have them, considering the state of this division. But don't let that fool you. This is a solid team. They won 95 games last year. I guess a weak division, but I think it's weaker this year. I think this division is weaker this year than it was last year. And I think this team's better. So 95 wins. I think this is a better team. Colton Wong, another guy that I don't really care for, being a Cardinal and now a Brewer. I don't know. Something about his game I just don't like. I don't know. It drives me crazy. I don't know what it is. They need Christian Yelich to perform. They have some young talent in here. If they get anything out of Andrew McCutchen, I love that guy. I love Andrew McCutchen. I hope he's a good guy, and I hope he has a bounce back year. Obviously he's a little bit older now and so forth, but they have some nice talent on here. Again, Lorenzo Cain too. His age has shown he's not the player he was 2 years ago by any stretch of imagination. He had a really bad year this year. If he struggles again, you're probably going to see somebody else in that position. Which stinks, but he's meant a lot to that organization over the last several years after coming over from the Royals. But you definitely saw signs of deterioration in his game last year. So we'll see. He can bounce back. Same thing happened to Joey Votto and some other players. So he can definitely have a comeback year. And if he does, if you put a really good, consistent year from Lorenzo Cain and a Christian Yelich-like year from Christian Yelich, this team becomes something very different. Then you're talking 105 wins, and now you're talking about we can compete with the Dodgers. So we'll see. I think they're capable of that anyhow. I think they have it in them. I think this team is hungry. They saw the Bucks win. They saw the excitement in the city with that. But this is a much more of a baseball town than a basketball town for sure. I know they've been close in some playoff runs over the last little while, but I think they can feel it. I think they can feel, taste the postseason again, and they won a World Series. And I think I'd be all in for that, even though I'm a Dodgers fan as my third team. I'd be all in for the Brewers winning the World Series. I think that'd be great. I think they've earned it. It's a great town. I'd love to see it. So again, their staff, Corbin Burns won the World Series. More than likely, they're going to go with the 6-man rotation most of the year. They did for a lot of time last year. Aaron Ashby, one of their prospects, will be there. Josh Hader's the closer. Woodruff, I think is coming off an injury. So is Peralta, but they'll be good to go. This is a solid staff. I mean, their bullpen's great too. Don't sleep on this team. I know that's a division that isn't much, but this is a 95-win team from last year that's better this year. They are definitely capable of winning it all as is. If they get some years out of Lorenzo Cain and Christian Yelich, then it's more likely that they do it. And again, they have some young talent as well. You're going to see Bryce Terang at some point as well. Ethan Small. You're probably going to see Aaron Ashby be the sixth starter right away. Again, I haven't looked at the lineups this year, and maybe they wait a little bit to do that, but we'll see. They have. This is a nice team. And it's a fun team to watch. Craig Counsell broke my heart as a Florida Marlin, beating the Indians. Still hurts, but and he went to Notre Dame, so there's that against him. Sorry, no hate. But he's a great manager. He's going to be around this game for a long time. He's a great baseball mind. He does things his way. He's not afraid of, he has no fear of speaking his mind, no fear of doing the things his way. And I like that and respect that. And I think he's the perfect guy for this team. Again, their farm system is misleading as well. They're way up there at 23rd. That's a little misleading. It's stronger than that for sure. Again, I think it's pretty well balanced. They have some people who can step in right now. Have a lot of young talent, so they do have a little bit more flexibility than you would think with a 23rd ranking in the farm system. So if they do need to go out and get somebody at the trade deadline, like they've done in the past, picking up Sabathia and some other trades they've made at the deadline to get them over the hump, they have the money to do it. They're at 128. So 19th, so they're middle of the pack in spending. I think they're hungry for a World Series appearance and championship. So if they're in position to do so and need to go out and get a bat or an arm at the trade deadline, they will pull the trigger for sure. I think they have the flexibility in the organization to have that not hurt that much. So we'll see. I have them with 96 wins. So one more than last year. I went conservative on this. I don't know why. I was just looking at the overall league in general. I think this is a 100-win team. So if I did this again today, I would say, diving deeper into this division, I would have gone with 100 wins for them. Again, would it shock me if they don't win this division? It would. It would shock me. Could they only be a 90-win team or an 88-win team? Yeah. They could, if people don't have the years they had last year, or, not even that, injuries, and multiple people not having years they had. I think it would take a lot for them to only win 88 games. And then could the Cardinals catch them? Maybe. I don't think that's likely. I think it's more likely they win 100 games than they win 90. So this is a really strong team. In a weaker division. Again, I think this division is weaker this year. I don't think the Reds are as nearly as good. The Cubs aren't as good. The Pirates are probably better, but still nowhere near ready to compete. And the Cardinals are always, they could go either way. Chances are they usually go, trend up, but again, regardless of that, I think if you put this team in either division, they're competing for the title. The Dodgers lineup is stacked, so it's hard to compare to that. But could they finish second? Are they better than the Padres? I think they're more consistent than the Padres. I think they have pieces. Padres have all that young talent. But I'd bet on the Brewers. I'd bet on the Brewers before I would the Padres right now. Ask me again in July and how I feel about that. But right now, I think the case. Could the Brewers win the East? They could. And that's probably the second best division in baseball. I think they're good enough to win that division. So don't let them be in the Central fool you. This is a solid team, a 95-win team from last year, probably going to win 100 games this year. If they stay healthy, as is, even with Christian Yelich and Lorenzo Cain not being the factors they have been in the past, this team is a 95-win plus team that can win the World Series. If Christian Yelich and Lorenzo Cain have bounce back years, particularly Yelich, yeah, then it's on. Then I'd expect it more than I'd be surprised by it. So, again, that's your look at the American League. I did it again. The National League Central. Let me.